everybody. So, a while back, you guys, if you haven't already read the title, know what this is about. But a while back, I did a review, or not a review, I reacted to the trailer for the Netflix show, The Umbrella Academy. And one of the people who watch my videos told me exactly it was from a comic and gave me information about it, and I'm very thankful about that. Now, I'm going to review that show now, and I'm also going to bring up some questions I hope they'll answer in season 2. I know a lot of people who have already read the comic already know what's going to happen. I personally haven't read the comic, and I don't think I'm going to read the comic for multiple reasons that I don't want to get into. But I'm just going to express some of the things. So, entering into Umbrella Academy, I was actually really excited. It looked like a really good production, and I really just liked it. Basically, the storyline and everything like that. So, I wanted to talk about each of the members, and also I even ranked the members from my most favorite to my least favorite. So, I'm going to be talking about number 1, which is Luther, and he is my least favorite. Actually, let's talk about the ranking real fast. So the first person that I have in number 1 has to be Allison. It was between Allison and Klaus. Well, actually, no. Well, yeah, it's kind of complicated. I actually root more for Klaus, so let's put him as number 1. Let's put Allison as number 2. Let's put for number 3... Who was it? Number 3, I put Ben. Then after that, I put Viana. Then it was... Am I forgetting anybody? It's... Sorry. Klaus, Allison, Ben, Viana. Who? Oh, right. Diego, I guess? 5 and Luther. That makes sense. Anyways, let's go in order of what I was saying earlier. So Luther is the character I really don't like. I absolutely detest Luther for a lot of reasons. Now, yes, Luther has had a hard life, mostly because he transformed into an ape. However, he has a daddy boy complex situation going on. He wants to always be number 1. He always wants to make sure he makes people and gets accredited, especially his father gets recognized by him. He thinks he's a really big hot shot because he's number 1, and I feel like he's kind of selfish in a way that he says, oh, I'm doing this for all of you, but honestly, he's doing it for himself. I really don't like his character, and also a large majority of what happened to Viana could have been handled better. He's more of taking charge and assault type of guy, and more into he goes into brooding, and I know a lot of them brood and do their own dysfunctional family thing, but he broods a lot when things don't go his way. But let me tell you, buddy, a lot of things don't go people's way, so you need to chill and still keep your head in the game. And there's a lot of times where he should have listened to Allison. I'll get more into that when I talk about Allison, but he could have saved a buttload of stuff if he would have listened to Allison. And he brushes her suggestions aside. He takes charge because he's number 1, and that really pisses me off. So, because I don't want to be even more pissed off than I already am, I'm going to go talk about number 2, who is Diego. I don't have much to say on Diego. Diego also is a brooding man. He has also a father issue, but he also is very close to this mother that he has. Mother being, of course, a cyborg that was built to be their mom. He is very connected to her, and he's there's not much I can say about him. I mean, he's just one of those one of those people that if I could classify in the present time, he could possibly be just a teenager or maybe even a fuckboy if he wanted to apply himself to be a fuckboy. He has commitment issues, and it's not entirely his fault, though the detective also seems to be having some issues. They could have compromised and worked things out before she died, but she did die, sadly. And in the whole grand scheme of Ayana and everything, I think he just followed along. Like I said, he was just number 2, and he's number 2. I don't have much to go on him, in my opinion. So then let's talk about number 3, who I think is Allison. Now, I think it's Allison. Is it Allison? Probably. If I get the numbers mixed up, then that's my bad. I don't think he's number 3 anymore. Who was number 3 again? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna check. Okay, number 3 is Allison. Okay. Because I was debating which one it was. Sorry. Okay, so number 3, of course, I like Allison a lot because she tries to actually involve Ayana. She's actually having her own life away from the Umbrella Academy. She's trying to do her own thing. She's just doing the best thing that she can possibly do. Now, the only thing that I don't like about Ayana is that she used her power on her own daughter, which she tries to explain later on that it is something a lot of mothers would do in her position. However, that isn't entirely true since every person is different, and God, I'm reflecting myself off my own glasses. Does that help? Not really. Okay. But yeah, she basically says that that's basically what anybody would do. But the fact of the matter is that it's not. Now, big points to to Allison, sorry, for actually trying to calm down Ayana. And she had a more strategic way. As you can clearly see in the last episodes that has to do with Ayana, Ayana actually does recognize Allison, and she's very, very close to her. And in fact, she could have probably calmed her down if Luther would have fucking let her. And she also warns to keep her out of the damn tubulant thing, which it would have helped in a long shot, but no, Luther had to block her ass from doing it. So I get that it was a sense of protection, but she felt like a wild animal. Okay? So let's move on to Klaus, who's number 4. And Klaus is by far my underdog favorite of this whole series. He is an amazing guy who had to suffer between being locked in the catacombs or in a graveyard just to deal with his powers, when in fact he actually went the wrong direction. And who wouldn't blame him, having a father like that and being locked up with the dead, having them screaming in your face? You don't know what kind of people were locked in there. Why'd you put him in there in the first place? He's somebody that needed a rude awakening, though. He deals with his problems with drugs and alcohol, which isn't helping his powers or himself. And when he finds out it's sober, it works when he's sober, and how he has a whole bunch of potential. Obviously, in my head, I knew he had a whole bunch of potential. He could freaking be Hades and summon up the dead if he wanted to. Later on, we see more of his powers in the last episode, and it shows you that, yes, you should listen to Klaus sometimes. Of course, it is pretty much his fault in the beginning, sort of, in a way, when it comes to Diana and Harold, or Nard. Still, he's one of the characters that I truly, truly love, and he even sympathized with Diana, saying that they shouldn't lock her away like an animal, that she's terrified just finding her new powers, because that's how they felt when they were kids. He is just a very emotional kind of guy, and of course he would be very traumatized and scared about his powers. So then I want to talk about number 5. Number 5 really exhausts me. Number 5, even a lot of people can blame, okay, he grew up as an old man, he's mature, obviously he's gonna act the way he is because of this. I think number 5, when it shows when they were kids, even then, he was like that. seems to be very selfish, and he hides how scared he is of losing his family and not being right by being selfish, thinking he could do everything on his own, and by thinking that he is the best out of everybody, when he's clearly not. If he was the best out of everybody, he wouldn't gotten stuck in the damn future to begin with. And I know that's supposed to be the whole plot and revelation of this. However, I do have a point. I just don't like how his personality is, and it's just, his powers are great. I love his powers, but I don't like how he is as a person, and that kind of upsets me. But he doesn't upset me as much as Luther, so that's that. And then there's Six. Six died because of an accident, and obviously we can see that he died as a teenager. I actually was like, damn, I can't believe Six died. First of all, he's a good looking guy. And second of all, his powers needed to be more analyzed and more shown. I actually wanted to see more of his powers and get to know even more of what it would evolve in. And lastly, also, he tries to get freaking Klaus to wake up, but he also has the whole, I'm very pissed off that I died, and you're not living your life so well, so why the fuck did I die kind of moment, which is a little bit of a dislike for me in his character, but understandable. And Vianna, I really wanted Vianna to be my number one. However, she's cockwashed, okay? I'm sorry, she's dickwashed, she's cockwashed, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? She's basically cockwashed by finally dating, having sex, and having somebody to be with. And that's all it takes for her to turn against her family. Which I know her family hasn't shown her a lot of love and support. I'm not saying it's 100% her fault. But it is something that she should have listened to. She shouldn't have jumped into bed right away for a stranger who was just interested in her after a day or two. That's crazy. You shouldn't be doing that, damn it, okay? And she doesn't even listen to Allison and almost killed her sister. Do you understand how fucked up and bad it would have been if Allison actually died? It would have been really bad, everybody. Really bad. And she's just very depressed and everything, and I get it. I get that she's going through a lot. I get that her childhood was traumatic. However, it was just some instances where I was like, wake the fuck up. Just stop. This is on you now. This isn't on your family at all, okay? So that's why she was went down my list of favorites, and Klaus took over number one. Now here are some questions I have for season 2. We see them going back to when they were younger. So I started thinking, are they going to replace their younger selves when they go back? And if that's the case, then will they also know that apocalypse can come? And will they also know that they're more mature in their heads? So a lot of things will change. Allison will have her voice still. Ben could possibly still be alive. 5 is back finally. He never goes back. He understands that he shouldn't have gone to the future. Luther and Allison could get together, but Allison's daughter won't be born unless she decides to go with Patrick. But either way, it depends, because she can have a boy or not at all a child with Patrick if she wishes. Vianna will have to go through extreme training and hopefully maybe turn good. This whole alter universe thing will cause another universe to be born and replace the other one or something like that. Then Luther is gonna not be 8 because he is not gonna go on that mission alone or at all. Then they have to explain all of this to the professor or their father, who turns out to be an alien, so then he has to explain that. Is Cha-Cha and Hazel not gonna be involved at all? Is Hazel saved Dolly or whatever her name is to go in the past and they lived out their lives then? There's a lot of time continuum shit going on here, people. It's a lot of questions, and it's just, we don't even know what's gonna happen, because things are gonna go cuckoo banana, and I know people who know this comic are gonna know what's gonna happen, but I don't, and there's a lot of questions that are coming in my head because of this. Anyways, either way, that was my review of the characters, that was my questions. My review of the show is that you should watch it. You should watch it, and if you can, read the comic books, because it is a great show, actually. It has a lot of dysfunctional characters, but there's growth, there's involvement, there's action, there's a lot of stuff, okay? So go ahead and watch it. I give this a 5 out of 5. And I love the music, by the way, and the dance scene that was in it. That's all I have time for my reaction, and I hope I see all you beautiful, unique weirdos in the next video. So, bye guys.